sophisticated in bojagi to deepen the possibility of bojagi. And this one is very interesting. This lady I met when I was teaching in Australia, and she was such a wonderful character, but I found out she was a champion of a bicycle, world champion. So I thought, oh, what a great diversity, you know. So, in the background, I was so fascinated. And also, she was making a furniture and also this wonderful piece of bojagi. And this is a collaborative piece, Oregon College of Art and Design, in Portland. And the characteristic of the seam is such a characteristic gekki, which is triple time stitching. And this is by a Japanese artist, and which I think is very interesting. It looks like this as it is, but depending how you tie it together, it becomes a bag. So it's a transformable piece. And this is one of the, I regard, very interesting contemporary bojagi. She's based in Germany, and she did, with this kind of material, the Berlin. I always have difficulty to pronounce Berlin. Anyone have? You know, the capital city of Berlin.
Berlin.
Yeah, Berlin. Yeah. In Korea, we say Berlin. And Americans said, what? What? So in Berlin Wall, she made with this huge size of the actual wall. She made Risniers, and then.
And it actually glows in the dark?
Yes, glows in the dark. And she was featured in many international media, like BBC and many medias. And this is one of the, I like this piece so much. The paper artist, but who does, actually she kind of innovatively expressed like this by putting many layers of paper together and then grinding up here and there. So it's not only so much time-consuming work, but also it looks like something, so much time has passed.
Yes.
Yeah. The grinding out is how characteristic of the work.
And that's paper.
Paper, yes, that's paper. And this was specially by special order, or I favor for me to ask her, could you please do it without frame? You know, so, oh, my work is very difficult without frame. But anyhow, she did like this. I appreciate her considering not to have a frame. But and this one is by American artist who does very interesting work on putting the meaning. Actually, she and another Swiss artist was like an instrument of the bojagi show last year in France. She lives in Brooklyn. And this is one of the Korean artists' work, and then with the paper, we do have a special kind of paper, jumchi paper, which is kind of felted papers. And so, I mean, to say simply, so she used the felted papers and composed with bojagi.
Is it sewn?
I think it's pasted, or it doesn't look like sewn. So there is, I missed in traditional way also not only the fabric, paper was also the traditionally used in bojagi making. So I think she's thinking about that. Also, she's one of the very representing paper artists in Korea. And this piece, as you can tell, 조각보 means patched bojagi. So on top of 조각보, the characteristic of this piece is painting. So in the past, on paper, they painted and made a paper 보자기, but in this case, she did like this. She is, and then framed, opposed to my request, but anyhow, anyhow, she's a gallery owner in Korea, and she does many diversity works herself too. And this is when I taught in London, one lady was very interested in working with transparencies. So this is, as a Western woman who was interested in Eastern material and Eastern technique. And I like the way she did kind of irregular shapes. Traditionally, in everything it has such a clean lines like that, but untraditionally, one can approach like this. Okay, this is, I tried this exhibition to show as much diversity in medium-wise or approach or function-wise. And this artist's main medium is weaving. So I thought, oh, it would be so nice to have a woven 보자기. So like a 보자기, checkerboard 보자기, she wove like this. And this is, again, one of the professors in Korea. And these paintings are traditional kind of slightly reinvented, but almost as replica. All means long life, wishing for long life. And this is American artist who has graphic designer, but also such a nice skills and color sense, and did wonderful job. And this is traditionally one can find easily when you go, all hand sewn. This is again one of the representing 보자기 artists, 보자기, who also teaches 보자기 at her universities. And this is like medium-wise and material-wise very interesting. Definitely from not so much conscious about the tradition. That's why one can approach like this. And this was one of my former students. She was interested about the long life, and then when you want to show the longevity in the 보자기, usually tree shape or the Chinese character, but many times Korean people use the thread as like a long knife, partially, not like dominantly like this, but she was interested to take the longevity 보자기, so actually used all over, all thread. It turned out very nice. And this is one of the UK artists. If any audience are quilt makers or art quilt makers, they will know this piece immediately. And very renowned London-based artist work. And this is the Switzerland artist who actually wonderfully connected these shows to France last year. And by the way, the catalog Hands of Korea are the catalog from last year one. Last year there was 보자기 and 중치 and